everyone, and we're back with another Good Work Show episode. Hope you all have been doing well.
Yeah, we're here. We promised we'd be back, and we just keep coming. So there's that.
Yeah. You know what? So you remember how, and I'm just gonna say this, and the audience is not gonna know what I'm talking about probably, but remember how your computer was doing the audio thing, the microphone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it doing it again?
It's not doing it at this moment, but it did it when the first time that you talked.
Oh, okay. Well, that's
I
time
can
for a
hear
new
you, but it went like whispery and then it came back.
time for a new computer.
Well, it could have been a one-off, so we're just gonna watch that. So yeah, so if as you're listening to this and Trinice trails out but comes back, then I have warned you. there was something going on with her old laptop before and it made it do that. So
I just feel like the computer, like many people, are exhausted with Zoom. It's just like I'm tired.
well,
tired.
could be.
But-
Now if I go off, it's just because I have connectivity. It's actually not a challenge. I have more connectivity than I need, and so I need to unplug is what it is. I've got too many things and I need to unplug one because it keeps going to a Wi-Fi network that I don't need to be on anymore, and it really should just be dead. But the problem is my smart lights are connected to it, and I don't I shouldn't really be telling anybody that because they're gonna like, this is really first world problems.
I don't even know if that's a first world problem. That's
it's not even a problem. My smart lights are connected to it and they're all on the setup, and Alexa and everybody else knows what to do with them. And I don't want to disrupt that.
It's true.
process.
Well, I will say this, ever since I moved, I do still feel like I have glitches in the matrix. Like the lights I'm still not convinced everything is actually connected the right way. Now it's possible it was never connected the right way. I just kind of had it like duct taped together to make it work in that one location. But there is something to say about resetting up a home network is not the easiest process. So I understand not wanting to disrupt something that is working.
Right.
Well,
yeah. So
all that to say, now that we've told you all the potential technical problems that we could have, let's go ahead and get into this episodes while we know everything is working. So we're going to revisit with we've been doing this show a long time. I mean, it kind of escapes me about how long we've been doing this show, but
it's gotta be like 8 years since we started the show, and then there was and then you came after the first 2 or 3 years, but it's got to be at least 8 years.
Yeah, it's been a while. We need to start thinking about, we need to figure that out. Like, do we need like an anniversary show or something? We should think about that.
We should think about it.
We've got some time, but as fast as time seems to be going by, whatever, because it's been 5 years since we've talked to this guest, but still doing amazing work here in Atlanta, Girls on the Run, helping girls with their, just being positive and mental health and body positivity and socialization all through physical fitness. So really excited to speak with Leah in a little bit to learn more about the organization and what they're doing, how they're helping, how it's so important in these COVID times that, an organization like this exists. So it's good to catch up with her and see what's going on with Girls on the Run. So yeah, we're going to do that.
Okay. So yes, I thought we were going.
Okay,
yes.
so
let's
we're
on
gonna go. Elaine agrees with everything I just said, so we're just gonna hop right into it. All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Good Work Show. We are excited because we're joined by a guest who reminded us that it has been 5 years since we last talked to her, which has been amazing because, COVID years just flew by everyone, but we didn't think it had been that long. So anyway, everyone, welcome to the show. Leah Ross, who is with Girls on the Run. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you. Thanks for having me back.
Absolutely. Yes, yes. So catch us up and remind us all what Girls on the Run is all about. Tell us about your mission and what you do there.
Yeah, so at Girls on the Run, we are all about building joyful, healthy, confident girls. We are primarily an after-school program for girls in 3rd through 8th grade. And we use lessons that combine social emotional learning with physical activity and running. So girls are learning just how to be brave and confident and have healthy relationships. All the while they're moving their bodies and doing some fun workouts. And at the end of each season, all of the girls get together and participate in a 5K. And it's this huge lesson on goal setting and accomplishment. So we're really just focused on that 3rd through 8th grade time of pre and during puberty, when girls just really need as many reinforcements as they can get to continue through life with joy and confidence. So,
Fantastic. That's awesome. So for me, not a runner, I'm like, is running joyful? So here's the thing. In my mind, like I see people running and I'm always like, that looks so great. And then I try it and I'm like, but maybe if I had started in the 3rd or 5th or 8th grade, I would feel very different about it. So there may be no hope there's hope for me. I'm not going to write myself off completely, but let's give some other girls a better start than I got. So talk to us a little bit about what the program looks like. So if a girl or a parent is hearing this and they're like, hey, this sounds kind of interesting, what could they expect as a part of the program if they're coming in as, say, like a 5th grader?
Yeah, so we are not a competitive program by any stretch of the imagination. We certainly have girls with a background in physical activity and running who join our program, but also girls and volunteers for that matter, who come to the program with no background or really interest in running. And a Girls on the Run lesson is a lot of activity, but it's also a lot of discussion. So maybe we're talking about confidence, self-esteem, or being a good friend. So we'll do an activity and then we'll talk about it. We'll do an activity and then we'll talk about it. And it's sort of that connecting the body and mind that is so critical to making our program unique. And it also makes it fun. But we definitely have plenty of girls who are walking, skipping. We have girls who might need an adaptive device to participate in activity. And they're definitely welcome and included in the lessons. So no running experience or interest necessarily needed. We do prefer to be outside. And so, if girls are running or participating in an activity, they can run laps or run on the field around school, something like that. But we find, just as you said, Trinice, when a girl participates in physical activity, younger age, she's much more likely to do so as an adult. So it's important to kind of infuse this in a non-threatening or, typical sports competitive way. I don't need to be the strongest or the fastest, but as long as I'm outside with my friends having fun, I might stick to some level of physical activity as I grow up. So.
I could do the skipping. I was really good at skipping.
It's exhausting.
I was a good competitive skipper.
Skipping is actually a little different when you're an adult. I like try some A skips up a hill. You'll see.
Well,
a little different.
And there comes the person who she's overly competitive. Elaine just takes the fun out.
I'm just saying, skips are different when you were a kid. It's just like, oh, la la la. You do it as an adult. That's a lot of jumping.
I coached a girl last season, and she did cartwheels for several laps. And I find that I should probably not do a cartwheel at my age. So
she was gifted. You know what? Social emotional learning, though, has been a really hot topic in the last couple of years, particularly because of COVID and just with kids being out of school, distance learning, and then back in school. But that's always been a core of what you do in your program. And so talk about how it's maybe grown or changed, or maybe even interest in what you're doing over the last couple of years, just because of what you bring to the table and what you're able to gift to the girls, throughout just the last couple of years where things have been really sort of focus has been on social emotional learning for youth.
Yes, our kids need programs like ours so much right now. Youth mental health is in crisis right now, quite frankly. Social emotional learning has been the crux of our program since day one. And a lot of the importance that's kind of come up during the pandemic, primarily when kids were virtual, making friends and being a good friend and peer relationships is a skill. You don't kind of immediately know how to do it. And a lot of our lessons are helping girls identify the qualities they like to see in a friend and how to have positive relationships, also problem solving. And so we saw in our year of virtual lessons, while girls were expressing themselves from their living rooms or homes and getting a bit of activity in, that peer connection piece was missing. And so when we went back to in person, we had, we ask a question and you'd see hands go up instead of normally we'd see screams or yells or wanting to talk to each other about it. And it took a while for girls to find their voice again, honestly. And learning those skills has been so important, and just connecting girls with each other so they can talk through it. We talk about some big things at Girls on the Run, and things you can't talk about in class or maybe talk about in home. We open up about our feelings, about our body changes, about our peer challenges, and girls open up and share. And we've heard a lot of really tough situations that girls are going through right now and in the past couple of years with family members, social justice, struggling in school. We're just trying to reach as many kids as we can as our other youth development programs, because kids just really need an outlet. They need a place to be silly and have fun as well, but also create that social and emotional health that they really were lacking in the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
So because of that, and because of the kind of conversations and stuff that you have, are the girls broken out into different age groups? Like, what does the structure of the program look like? So I'm assuming that 8th graders aren't with like 4th graders or that kind of stuff. So how does that work?
Yeah, we have 2 programs. Girls on the Run is for 3rd through 5th grade, and Heart and Soul is for 6th through 8th grade. And they're intentionally developed for the developmental stage of girls, because 3rd graders might be picking flowers and looking at the clouds, while 6th or 8th graders are really dealing with big stuff. But the structure of the program is the same. So twice a week for 12 weeks. And teams are mainly at elementary schools and middle schools, but we do have some community centers, Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCAs, and a few parks that offer the program. So really anywhere a girl goes after school, we want to try to have a program there to make sure that it's accessible. But the majority of our programs are at the schools themselves. So girls just stay right after to stay for practice.
Cool. So how can people tag in and help Girls on the Run? Are you looking for volunteers? Do you need support? Are you looking for safe places for the girls to run outside? I mean, just tell us what can people do to be helpful and expand your mission and your work?
Yeah, the main ask whenever I talk to anybody is volunteering. Our coaches are really the folks who make the magic happen at our sites. And they bring the curriculum to life. So they're facilitating the conversations that the girls are having, and they're also encouraging the girls in their physical activity. It's not a soccer coach, come on, score the goal. It's very much a mentor relationship, and also a facilitator of those conversations that the girls are having. So definitely no running experience needed, just really an interest in girls. This season, we have about 80 teams and almost 400 coaches. So it's we recruit and need a lot of coaches, but that's what really tells me that our program is successful, is that hundreds of people come to us every season wanting to coach girls. So we have a lot of fun. We also provide all the materials, training, background checks, etc. So coaches can show up to their first lesson prepared and ready to go to lead their team.
And if
And then another.
anyone's, oh, I'm sorry. No, go ahead, finish.
No, I was just going to say that we are we're celebrating our 22nd year now. And since day one, we have really wanted to ensure that we are accessible to all girls. And so while we do have programs at some private schools in wealthier areas, we also are at lower income sites and want to mirror our participants to the demographics of Greater Atlanta, where we're offering our programs. So of course, donations are always welcome to support our scholarship program. More than half every season of our girls receive either financial assistance or full scholarship in order to participate. We also provide things like running shoes, running bras, running hijabs, healthy snacks, again, to reduce any barriers that there might be for girls to participate, and then also to continue the participation in the physical activity once they're in the program.
So my question was going to be, where do they go to find out how they can help?
Our website, girlsontherun.atlanta.org, is the best place to start. We share all kinds of volunteer opportunities. And then you can also find us on Instagram and Facebook. And we share a lot of fun pictures and the lessons that the girls are learning during the season. So you can kind of get a feel for what we do. And the 5K is also an awesome time to really see the program in action. You can run, walk with the girls, or volunteer at a water stop or t-shirts or something like that. That is always a huge event full of joy where all of the teams come together in one location to run together or walk together or skip together. So that's a great opportunity too. And that's also on our website.
Awesome. Well, good. Thank you so much for stopping by and just updating us on what you've been doing over the last few years. And everyone, please log on to the website if you have an interest or just want to donate, get involved in any kind of way. Even if you've got donations of shoes or just want to buy shoes, I figured that's probably even, I mean, if you're thinking you got girls running or outside for even a 12 weeks just consistently, those shoes are going to need to be replaced. And so we want all of the girls to have a safe pair of shoes and all the equipment that they need. So if you can even donate that, that'd be great. Girls on the Run, Atlanta.org is where you can find them and where you can find more information. So thanks again. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. It's so good to see y'all.
You too.
Thanks.